So we found Nicole. She was in Ponte Vedra on a bicycle, riding through.
No.
And from her dad's shop. He's got a couple of bicycle shops, one in Nocatee and one in Ponte Vedra, or Phillips Highway. So,
yeah, right off Phillips.
So she can use her AI talents and wisdom with that. But anyway, I heard her at UNF speak. She's a graduate at UNF and been working at Dun & Bradstreet for how long now?
It's been about 9 months now.
9 months.
Yeah.
So she's about to become the CEO of that bridge there soon, within a couple more months.
We'll see.
But I just thought she had a lot of talent and something that I don't still understand much about AI and the other experiences she's had. And I have always respected Dun & Bradstreet as a company because we've used them before, and you heard me say that before. So thank you for giving her your divided attention, but you can still get your pens out. We don't have an actual handout for you, but she can email it to you if you give her card later. Is that right? Does that say that right?
Yep, that works great. Or reach out to me on LinkedIn.
Yeah, but she does have something to do with the PowerPoint. You can be able to shoot.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But let's give her a big round of applause, okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you guys for having me. Big thanks to John as well. New Year is definitely off full swing at DNB, so it's been a little hectic, but I appreciate it. So it's great to kind of connect with everyone. I wish I could stay a little bit longer, but got a packed schedule today, unfortunately. I wanted to take some time to touch on social media, a little bit about my experience, and also demo one of our great new products, Chat DNB. It's our conversational AI chatbot. It's absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend checking it out. I'll show you kind of different ways that you can get started. So just a little bit about me. I was born and raised right here in Northeast Florida. I was born in Ponte Vedra, went to Nice High School, and then the University of North Florida. So I did my undergraduate in public relations and political science, public policy. So I started out right after graduation at an agency in downtown Jacksonville. I was there for just shy of a year. I was a copywriter. I did everything from writing blog posts, long form, short form, just kind of everything in between as you do when you work in an agency. And right after that, I started at Dun & Bradstreet. So it's been fantastic. I'm a part of our great external communications team. So I handle all of our organic social media. I work kind of tangentially with our paid media team, but organic is kind of my domain. So this includes everything from overseeing the content that runs on our platforms. I work with partners when we do collaborations and things like LinkedIn Live. We did 2, I think it was 5 months ago now, one with Dell and one with Bottom Line. And we have pretty extensive collaborations with a lot of major kind of software developers. Google Cloud is a big one, so is IBM. We've got a product with them called Ask Procurement that was just released a couple months ago as well. So that's a big part about what I do. I kind of amplify our products and our solutions when they come out. I work with our partners. I work with our internal teams to showcase the great work that we're doing. And I also am a big part of kind of broadcasting our C-suite visibility. We've got a very talented C-suite. They come from all different types of organizations. Our CRO is fairly new to the organization, and she was at Moody's for a good bit. So we've got a very talented C-suite. I cover all of their speaking engagements, everything along those lines. So it's definitely, it can be a handful. We've got a lot going on, but social media is always growing and it's always changing, and AI is a big part of that. So I'm definitely grateful to kind of shine a light on that, showcase our solutions and everything in between, and maybe answer some questions if we have some time. So just kind of starting out, I wanted to really drive home the importance of using kind of data in your decision making when it comes to social media. So as small business owners, as people who you're very hands-on with your customers, with your business, it can be really hard to find time to run social media. How many of you are business owners? Just kind of getting a feel of it. Good bit, yeah, awesome. How many run your own social media? Any? Yeah, a good bit. How many of you do not have social media? What? Okay, well that makes me pretty happy. Those of you who didn't raise your hand, do you use an agency? Anyone? Yep. Awesome. Well, regardless of what means you're using to run your social media, it is a job and a half. So big kudos to everyone for that. It is not an easy job. But first and foremost, I wanted to drive the importance of using data in your decision making on social media. This can be as easy as running regular reporting. For those of you who run your own social media, do you report? Any hands? Yep. Kind of, sort of. Yep. If you don't already, I highly recommend starting that. This is a great way to really showcase the growth that you're having on your social media channels. And this is effective for all platforms from LinkedIn all the way to Instagram. So this can look like keeping track of your reactions, your engagements on LinkedIn, how many people are sharing your posts, what's your follower growth look like. Just keeping a benchmark of those metrics is a really, really great way to see not only how your social media presence is growing, but your company as well. And if you work in paid media, you can also use this as a great way to kind of illustrate ROI. That's something that I do in my role as well. So I wanted to highlight the importance of that, and especially coming from Dun & Bradstreet, data is in absolutely everything we do. So it kind of naturally progressed into my role, and a big part of what I do is reporting. So I run reports on a quarterly basis and I use our kind of channel management tool, Sprout Social. So it makes it a little bit easier, but you can also do that natively in the platforms as well. But data is a big part about social media. It's a big part of learning to grow your channels. It's a big part of kind of identifying what performs well and what doesn't. So that's something definitely to keep an eye on, something to kind of roll out internally as you're managing your content, as you're performing. And if you use an agency, it's a good way to kind of keep an eye on their performance as well, just to see what works and what doesn't. So I did want to definitely illustrate the point of that. In terms of metrics, it can be difficult. These channels are changing all the time. Literally today, YouTube announced a new enhancement for Shorts. So it's very difficult to keep an eye on these, especially when you're really wanting to kind of up your content game and play around with your content, maybe try some short form videos, maybe play around with your static imagery. It can be difficult. So just a little kind of tip from me, I'd recommend following as much newsletters as you can. They will blow up your inboxes. You will get probably 10 emails or so a day from them. But it's a great way to stay on top of it. And a lot of the times these newsletters they'll bring templates that you can use as well, making it a lot easier. It kind of takes the content creation burden off your hands. So if you're a small business, maybe you want to showcase your solutions or your products or services, this is a really great way to do that. And it's kind of, once again, it takes the lift off as well. So it's something that I would highly, highly recommend. Okay, kind of moving forward. Another one of the big points that I wanted to touch on was using your employees. Can I get a little bit of a benchmark about like what our head count looks like? Hands up, 5 to 10 employees. Awesome. 10 to 20? 20, 30? Okay, above 50? Awesome. 100? 200? Anyone over 200? Awesome. So we're kind of pretty good spread. Using your employees as a company is one of the best ways to kind of increase your brand reach and your growth. So you can do this. There are so many different ways that you can do this. You can use an organized platform. So at Dun & Bradstreet, we use this tool called Employee Advocacy, and it's affiliated with our channel management platform. So it pulls all of the content that we're pushing out. And this platform we primarily target for our sales team. So a lot of our sales team members are using this to kind of reach more prospects, grow their own channels, sell our solutions, and showcase the work that we're doing. But you can also do it on your own as well. So just kind of spread the word to your employees. Maybe you have a new solution that you're rolling out, a new service, a new product. Maybe you want to showcase a sale that you have going on. Use your employees in their networks to grow your reach. It's a great and a free way to do that. One of the best things about organic social media is that is completely free. So you'll never see anyone that's more of a cheerleader for organic than myself, and that's coming from someone who also has a paid media background. Organic social media, the growth potential is limitless. Obviously, you won't see as exponential growth as you could see with paid media because you're not putting as much dollars behind it. But organic media is really a great way just to kind of get your message out, up your posting cadence and your frequency, and really grow your audience and your reach. So organic social media, I will always be a cheerleader for it. It saves you so much money in the long run that you can pool towards other things, whether that's events or conferences or otherwise. And organic social, as long as once you get the process down, I feel like it's an effective tool, regardless of if you're kind of partnering that with paid media or not. So I did want to touch on that as well, using your employees. I think it's a really, really great way to grow your brand identity and grow your reach and everything along those lines. But kind of falling off of that, just a little bit of a segue, I wanted to touch on AI and what we're doing with AI at Dun & Bradstreet. So we have numerous AI products. Some of them are a little bit newer to market. Some of them have been out for a minute. One of those is ChatDNB. This tool was released in, I believe, October now. So it's our conversational AI assistant. You can literally use this tool to speak with our data. So it's massive. I use it in my role. I use it, our sales teams use it in their roles. We use it for everything from competitor research and everything in between. And our clients find great success with this tool.
Could you repeat the name?
Yep, it's called ChatDNB.
Okay.
So ChatDNB, Chat Dun & Bradstreet. So this is brand new tool to us. Conversational assistants, as you guys know, are all the rage. Does anyone here use tools like Copilot, ChatGPT? Yep. This tool is a little bit different than that. It's a little more, it's very data heavy. It focuses on our data. But I will admit to being a pretty avid user of Microsoft Copilot as well, especially when I'm in a bind when writing copy. It can be a good tool, but how many of you can you spot when something's AI generated on social media? Yeah. It's got a long way to come, but it's a really great way to start. But this tool, like I mentioned, is a bit different than that. It's a way to kind of give our customers and our clients a way to talk to our data. So this can look very different. This tool looks different for everyone based on the data sets that you're subscribed to. So some clients want to use this for ESG data. Just pull like ESG insights. Some want to use it for competitor analysis. You can see how competitors are doing. You can see their revenue. You can do kind of cross performances. I was playing around with it and did one Apple versus Microsoft, and that was definitely interesting. So this tool is constantly being refined by our teams. We're getting consistent customer insights and use cases, and even internally, we're finding more and more use cases for this tool. ChatDNB is a big one. I'll do a little bit of a demo as well, but I wanted to touch on some of our other products as well. So Ask Procurement, let me find that. Let me see. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so these four are peak AI solutions. ChatDNB, as I mentioned, our conversational assistant. Then we have DNB Ask Procurement. So this is one of our biggest new tools, and this product is made leveraging IBM's watsonx Orchestrate technology, and it's focused for procurement teams to allow them to kind of ease their decision making. This has been a fantastic tool. We've seen some great insights, and it's got some really good airtime from our C-suite. So our CRO was on Bloomberg discussing this tool for a little bit. IBM's done some panels. So we've seen some really great success with this tool. That's just kind of shining a more broader light on what we're doing with AI. We also have our sales prospecting tool, DNB Hoovers, which recently we have 2 AI enhancements for that tool. We have Smart Search AI and Smart Mail AI, and these are both to kind of enhance the prospecting process. They're absolutely fantastic. We've seen some great success with these as well. And I know they have some really great demos that they've popped on our website, which recently went under a major kind of overhaul. It looks brand spanking new. So if you're happy to go on our website, it's dnb.com. Click around, see what you find there. There are a lot of great resources. You'll also find all of our social media platforms as well if you scroll to the bottom. Highly recommend just clicking around these pages, clicking around the resources. We've got a lot of great perspectives pieces as well that show you real use cases and then customer testimonials as well. So now that I've kind of showed you that, I figured we can play around with ChatDNB a little bit. So let's do ESG. So ESG data is something we're known for our ESG data. We've got a lot of very big partners in the ESG realm.
What's ESG?
It's environmental sustainability and governance. So this is all of our environmental data. So for organizations that have to report their environmental impacts, they'll use this tool to kind of source the environmental data. And you can see competitors, you can see your own. It's very broad, and as you can see, I clicked on that and it just keeps going. So this tool will look different, as I mentioned, depending on what kind of data sets you're subscribed to. As far as pricing, it's very reliant, once again, on your data set. So that's something that I would click in our interest form on our ChatDNB page. But this tool is absolutely fantastic for getting data insights kind of across, whether that's financial, ESG, very, very broad. But it's a fantastic tool. Let me see if I can play around. So you can show me Apple Inc.'s revenue for 2023. Give it a minute to load. There we go.
What did you ask it?
I asked it, show me Apple Inc.'s revenue for 2023, and there we see it. So pulling in our data blocks and our data sets, it was able to give me an immediate result as to what Apple's revenue was. So now I'll say, show me Microsoft's 2023 revenue. So this is Microsoft's for 2023. I can see theirs.
How about SpaceX?
I can probably see that one too. SpaceX revenue for 2023. So our data cloud, it's our biggest asset. It's our biggest tool. We have over 500 million registered companies. So if your company is registered in our data cloud, we're pulling that data. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's pretty big and it's growing. That number has gotten a lot bigger. It has gotten a lot bigger. So we see SpaceX. So now I can ask it.
What is the income of SpaceX? I'm just curious.
It's $2 trillion. Let me see if I can blow that up so you can see it, because that is a lot of commas. A lot of commas. So now I'll say, let me see, can you compare Apple versus Microsoft? That's a secret. It is. This tool, I will say, is fun to click around if you're really nosy and you just want to know more about whether it's competitors or your own company. There's a lot you can find out. Turn into a super sleuth pretty quick. So I asked it for a comparison of Apple versus Microsoft, and it's going to go over everything from trademarks, primary names, financial performance. So we can use this from my end. I can use this if I want to really dig into our competitors, Moody's, ZoomInfo, the works. I can see their performance. So I will say from a social media perspective, this tool, obviously you're not going to use it for that. I'm not going to say how many impressions does ZoomInfo get every year. That's not what this tool is optimized for. But when it comes to business data and business performance, you really cannot beat this. So I asked it to get all of this data, and it spit it out, what? Was that a minute? It did pretty good.
Now, do you need a subscription to that or something?
It depends on the data blocks. So it depends. That's the best answer to that question.
What was the question?
Do you need a subscription? Yeah, so it depends on what data blocks you're subscribed to. There's I can pull up the interest form. So if you go on our webpage, I'll start kind of from here, which once again is brand spanking new and looks fantastic and is much easier to navigate than it was 2 months ago. So if you go to Solutions and then AI, you'll scroll down just a little, View AI Products, Chat D&B, Learn More. And here you'll find all of our resources about Chat D&B, a little bit more about the product. There's also a great demo video here. We use Gorman Manufacturing in just about everything for this product. It's our demo company, so if you see that name a lot, that's why. And then scroll down just a little bit more all the way to the bottom, and you'll find this form right here. So it goes over availability. This product was rolled out to US markets initially, and it's since kind of expanded a bit. But once again, always learning, always growing. This product has continued to be enhanced since it was released. Made a lot of changes. The processing time has sped up a good bit. Just playing around more. Does anyone have any questions they'd like to ask it? Yeah?
You mentioned private companies. The only way your private company information gets on your site is it by it being input, or is it gathered from somewhere else? So
it's pulled. So our data is coming from all over the place. Like I mentioned, one of the biggest sources is our data cloud. So if you guys, I'm assuming you've heard of a DUNS number. Yep. Nope. Not heard of a DUNS number. Yep. So it's our business identifier. So if your DUNS number is associated with so much of your business's information. So this can be everything from you've got your credit risk insights. It pulls in your business identity, and this is a great tool if you guys are already kind of looking at that business information that you can get just from your DUNS number. I highly recommend it. We also released our MyDMB mobile app, so you can get much more insights from your DUNS number on this app. I highly recommend taking a look at it, and that app is continuing to be enhanced as well. So
how did you get a DUNS number?
Yep, so DUNS numbers are completely free. You can pay to expedite it. So if you don't already have a DUNS number, it's associated with your business. If you want to put, say, an app on an app store for your business, you do need a DUNS number. It's very easy to get started. So I can show you kind of what that looks like too. We've got this big tab right up here. So you just go to, once again, our website, click on DUNS number. And we rebuke a lot of DUNS number misconceptions. There's some really great resources on this page. And then you scroll down, you can see all of these great resources. How do I get, find, and manage my DUNS number? My DMV mobile app. Highly recommend taking a look at this. This is a great product. Small businesses have found a lot of value from this because you can see all of your business credit portfolio, all of your business insights in one place, and all of this is affiliated with your DUNS number.
Just a follow-up to this question.
Yeah.
So the data itself from your company, so you get a number, you upload your financials, so you upload so it's like you have to do it as a company owner proactively.
Yeah, you do have to, yes. Yep, so that process, it looks different, but when you go to kind of register for your DUNS number, your company information, like I said, is going to be associated with that number, and that's where a lot of our data comes from, in addition to other partners, and there's obviously data we're pulling in from a lot of different places. But yeah, when it comes to your DUNS number, there are certain things that require one. Some companies proactively get one, kind of like you mentioned. Some will run into some roadblocks and need to grab one. But one of the biggest obstacles we see is people kind of wanting to make sure that they have a DUNS number due to, like, maybe they're a Google developer or something along those lines. So it really depends on your use case. But if you don't already have a DUNS number for your business, highly recommend getting started.
Well, in the old days, banks used to almost require it.
Yeah. And it's that process or that mindset, I will say, is pretty similar even today. There's a big kind of comparison between the DUNS number and the EIN. So they're both different assets, but both unlock really great growth opportunities for businesses. So I would highly recommend heading to this website, taking a look at all the resources about the DUNS number. If you don't have one, getting started is very, very easy. You can pay to expedite it, but the DUNS number is completely free. So just kind of heading back to ChatDMB before we run out of time, I wanted to ask, does anyone have a query they'd like me to type in? Any questions? You want to be nosy about any companies?
See if there's a company called Lee and Gates.
What is it?
Lee and Kate's.
Am I typing that?
Yeah, type it in.
Okay. How do I spell it?
L-E-E
Mm-hmm.
and C-A-T-E.
C-A-T-E-S. And? Okay. Information.
I'm still yours.
Is that it? Lee and Kate's glass?
Yep.
Looks like it.
Uh-oh. I think I unlocked a rabbit hole with this one.
Yeah, you did. I didn't turn any of that in. How'd you get all that information?
It's our secret.
You should talk to your accountant.
Should I delete that?
There's auto glass replacement.
I know, you need to delete that. We don't do auto glass.
They don't do
No auto glass. You got to update your company information.
That'll be up to the next generation.
Yeah. Okay, anyone else want to be nosy?
What about Ripple?
Ripple? R-I-P-P-L-E?
Wine or what?
Ripple.
It's a Bitcoin company.
What is it? Bitcoin?
We have Ripple
Nation.
all the time.
We'll see. I don't know. It's going to list all of the companies that have Ripple in the name, so we might be here for a minute.
How about Skynet?
Skynet? So let me pause it.
That's the one.
Okay.
See if anybody catches it.
Skynet.
Let's see if they've got it.
It's still going with the ripples.
What is
So they give you their contact information too?
The companies. So this tool is great for prospecting. So we have just this pool of company information. So if I want to find, let me say I want to contact an executive at X company, I can maybe ask for their information. It's a great prospecting tool. So Skynet company information.
What is your global footprint for this DUNS number? Like,
As far as like how many businesses have one?
Yeah, in the Middle East, and I want a distributor in Libya,
Mhm.
in Benghazi, Libya.
Uh-huh.
Do you have that definite information?
It's global. Yeah. So that 500 plus million number, that's the amount of businesses that have one. So I work, I also, part of my role in social media is handling a little bit of that customer engagement as well.
Right.
So I am a big part of kind of helping people when they have questions about the DUNS number across markets. So I help Middle East, Africa is a big one. So it's widespread, it's global, so everywhere. So I yesterday helped someone get started and they were from, I think, East Africa. So even day to day on social media, we're seeing people across markets want to get started. So it's exciting, but that number is definitely getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So, okay, I think we have time for like one more query. Anyone? Anything?
NCR Corporation.
What is it?
NCR Corporation.
NCR.
Still in business?
Yeah.
Information.
I didn't run them out of business.
Uh-oh.
You didn't run them out? Okay.
No.
Is that it?
Yep.
Oh.
That'll take all day, won't it?
Since 1881.
It'll keep going.
You still have 16,000 employees.
It's gonna list you pretty soon here, Bill.
Maybe sooner or later.
Yeah.
When they quit making cash registers.
It's got a whole roster. I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. Oh, awesome. Okay, I can give that a little scroll. Interesting. So in addition to those kind of company-based queries, I can also ask geographic ones as well. So let's say, how many small businesses are in Florida? Question mark. Is it going to give me a number?
What's the definition of a small business?
It should tell me what it defines as a small business.
Okay, so I'll let you know what their definition of a small business
Mm-hmm.
is.
It should tell me. If not, it'll just give me a general number.
Uh-oh.
It's thinking.
Well, let me ask you a couple of questions.
Yes.
So, your mom and dad have, or your dad has bicycle shops.
Yes.
Okay. So, how did you use AI for him to grow his business? What are the biggest benefits to him?
Yeah, in terms of growing his business, he does buy into some tools like on Facebook in terms of content.
Okay.
So if you see those kind of like general, vague, like stock image type posts on Facebook, that's a great tool to use.
Okay.
For his end, he doesn't focus too much on social media. He's very like brick and mortar. He loves making relationships and building relationships with people, and he's been in the area for a minute. But in terms of how I would think sales prospecting is a good way to start. But for small businesses, this can look different from company to company.
Yeah.
And that's a great tool for that, identifying people to reach out to, growing, in terms of maybe building partnerships with manufacturers. So he carries Trek, Cannondale, Electra, Bontrager, a lot of these big companies, which granted, a lot of them are nestled under bigger umbrellas.
Yeah.
So, but that can be a big part of that as
Let's
well.
say you got a new bike in that's more expensive, and he needs to get the word out that it's here.
Yeah.
He's put a lot of money into buying into it. Now he needs to find customers.
Yeah. That's a big part of that, building relationships and using your employees piece. When you're in the business for so long, as many of you know, you identify who you're going to reach out to.
Yeah.
If he brings a bike in that's worth, let's say, like $20,000, some crazy number,
Yeah.
chances are he's got a short list of like 3 or 4 people he knows will snag
Right,
it.
sure.
And I can tell you that happened yesterday. So yes, that did happen
The
yesterday.
guy bought a bike for $20,000.
Expensive bikes, yes.
What was it?
It was I think it was a Madone or a Damani.
Trek.
Yeah, Trek. Yeah. He's a big Damani person.
Does it have a motor on it?
Yeah, he also cheats. I will say he cheats and he uses e-bikes. Yeah, I know.
Uses what?
E-bikes. Yeah. So I've got my Trek Top Fuel that is full suspension and not an e-bike.
Okay.
So I rub that in his face when he's kind of whipping me around corners when we're at Hannah. So we'll say that. They do cheat. So, does anyone ride in here?
How do you really feel?
Yeah.
Still ride?
Still, yeah. Do you ride?
Yeah.
Awesome. Road?
Tony.
Yeah.
Tony's
Fun.
a rider.
Tony's a rider?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
What's the name of his business?
It's called.
My bucket list is to start Pacific Ocean and Atlantic.
He's done some crazy rides. So he does. He's done here to the Florida Keys twice.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
There was a group of, I think,
Wow.
6 of them. They went here to the Keys and just kind of stopped at different Airbnbs along the way. He was not doing that and
All right.
not doing that straight, but that's a
Okay.
good ride.
Okay.
It's bicycles, etc. If anyone wants to pop by and say hi, maybe embarrass me a little bit. We've got one in Nocatee and then another one right off Phillips Highway.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, how does somebody get a hold of you?
Yes. So in terms of getting a hold of me, please reach out and connect on LinkedIn. And also please follow Dun & Bradstreet on LinkedIn as well. Make me look good. So I am right here. This is me. Search me up, connect with me on LinkedIn. Happy to answer any questions or direct you to a sales representative if you're interested in any of the products I touched on today. Highly recommend checking out those resources. And as far as Chat D&B goes, we've got some really good demos on there. D&B Hoovers as well. We've got an embedded demo, so you can click around on that one. So highly recommend, but please connect with me here. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer and get you some more information.
Okay.
What's your emails?
Yep, so this is my LinkedIn, but I can give you guys my email as well. I can just call it out real quick if you guys have pen and paper ready. So it's going to be NICKISCAR@outlook.com, and that's my personal.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
All right,
Does
thank you
anyone
again.
have any questions or anything before I head out?
Their time is up.
Perfect. Perfect. We talked.